Hi there, welcome to this YouTube video and my YouTube channel. This is Tina from tinaheals.com. So hop over to my website and don't forget to book your reading. So if you have a Taurus ascendant, a Gemini moon and a Taurus sun, then this is your video. Welcome. So you have your ascendant or your rising sign in fixed earth ruled by Venus. You have your moon, which is emotions and the mother and childhood so much, in mutable air ruled by Mercury. This is not a good position for the moon. Mercury and moon are not traditionally friends. Moon is cold and moist and Mercury is hot. So it doesn't sit well. Very conflicted moon. Moon in the second house. Now you have your sun, which is again a first house sun, angular house sun, so very powerful sun in Taurus. Sun essentially has his dignity in all the day signs. All the Tauruses are night, nocturnal. But still there is a sort of a staying power with the sun in Taurus. Though this is not where the sun is traditionally comfortable. Okay, and this is again fixed earth. Sun doesn't do very well in earth signs, it's too grounded for his fiery energy. But this is a first house sun, so a very powerful sun. Any planets on the angular houses are very powerful. Okay, so the ascendant is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth. And the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. Now, the rising sign is sort of like your Jungian mask that you wear to interface with society. It is how you were plugged into the 3D matrix, into this reality. It is yourself. It is the most you part of the chart. Okay, the rising sign is the most you part of the chart. Okay, it speaks of your health, it speaks of your psychology, it speaks of your overall constitution. Okay, it speaks of your overall, the way you will look. Okay, also the physical body and its healthiness. Okay, it will also speak about how you dress, how you act, how you gesture. As I said, the ascendant is the most you part of your chart. Okay, it is the most you part of you. Okay, now and ascendant is also how people perceive you. So when you walk into a room, people see this Venusian Taurian side. Beautiful voices, usually Taurus moons, Taurus suns, Taurus ascendants with you more so because you also have an angular first house sun in Taurus. So your voice is very, very appealing and people immediately sense that. Now, throw in that Gemini moon, you could be a great public speaker or a teacher of sorts where you have to use your voice, even a voice artist. Okay, tons of voice artists have a prominent Taurus in them. Now you have your ascendant and your rising and your sun sign are compatible because they are in a conjunction. So your moon is in the second house, not compatible, semi-sextile, problematic aspect. Okay, that ultimately calls for a resolution of sorts and a compromise. Now, having your ascendant in Venus root Taurus, you are very tactile. You like touching, feeling. Think of how Venus dances around the sky every 8 years and creates this 5-petal pentagram. That is how we enjoy the world through our 5 senses. That is how Venus seduces us into incarnation. Okay, it's well and fine to deal with banking, finances, food, agriculture. The Taurians can be, very into food. You put the food in the mouth, it goes through Taurus, which is the throat and the thyroid. Too much food can create an imbalance and can make you put on weight. And Taurus placements do not tend to lose weight. It becomes a problem for them. Taurus also rules the thyroid. So, your thyroid, if you have any problems, it could show up as throat problems, but also you could put on weight because of that thyroid issue, that hormonal issue. So you have to look into it. Also, sixth house of health is Libra, which supports your back. Okay, the backbone. So you have to be very careful of that. Otherwise, you can have intense back pain. You're very feminine because you have your sun, moon in feminine signs. Sun is rising in feminine signs. Your moon is in a masculine sign and it's very conflicted. I'll get to it. But with your Taurus ascendant, you are channeling in the archetype of the builder. And of course, this since Uranus has gone in there, your life has probably changed hugely because Uranus brings these sudden epiphanies, and you're all about fixed earth. Think of the bull. You can be very temperamental, very stubborn, very fixated. You can be very possessive, jealous, controlling as well. Okay, and there's definitely a very indulgent, overindulgent, hedonistic side to you. That is when you get completely enmeshed into the 3D and you do not know how to break out of that. Now, having a second house moon in a mutable fire. Fire scatters. Mutable is adaptable and impressionable. Okay, and Gemini is all about polarity. With Gemini, there's a sense of hacking things. So, you can work at it better, hacking things, pretty unstable. If you ask me, the Gemini moon. The moon is our mother. She's our emotions, our imagination, our ESP, our everyday habit patterns, how we nurture, how we were nurtured. Okay, our the embodiment of our personal mysteries. The moon is very mysterious. So having your moon in Gemini, you're definitely very conflicted, very nimble, very agile, but very, very dualistic, like the two twins of Gemini. Think of what happens to the body when we enter Gemini. Taurus rules the throat, and then with Gemini, we have the two arms that Gemini rules, the two lungs. So you're immediately broken into duality again. So you see how conflicted and dual, all air signs are very dualistic. But Gemini, because it deals with communication, it sort of, everything is communication. So they say that all of the signs have a Gemini energy about them. Okay, very mercurial, very quick thinking, swift moving. And every time Mercury goes retrograde, Gemini moons feel it heavily, especially when Mercury is out of bounds. Okay, you also have to see if you're in a day chart, night chart, and many other things to really understand your journey, your emotional journey. But you're not very connected to your emotions. You need to touch base with your emotions, because you can have and your mother was never available for you emotionally, was never showed you love the way you wanted love. Okay, now a lot of change. And now when I think of Gemini moons, I think of how the bee pollinates, and just moves from flower to flower to pollinate. That's what Gemini does, and Taurus ascendant and Taurus sun can be very fertile and fecund. So that's what Gemini is doing here, pollinating you with ideas, with concepts. As I said, speaking, because Gemini wants to communicate, and Taurus is the archetype of the builder. But Taurus is slow and steady, fixed earth. Gemini is quick moving, very fast, adaptable. Taurus doesn't know how to adapt. That's why in the semi-sextile, it's a conversation of angst that's going on with your moon and sun, and with your rising and your moon. There's a conflict, there's a paradox that's playing out. Okay, very impulsive. Gemini moons, very impulsive. And as I said, during Mercury retrograde times, you guys can have a meltdown if you're not careful. Now, Mercury is masculine. So here again, the moon finds herself not in dignity in any air sign, and definitely not in dignity in Mercury's domain. So the moon through Gemini is going to be more yang than yin, okay, more masculine. So, you probably don't give into that, you have to cry, or you want to cry, you don't want to do that. You just want to pick yourself up and, you know, dust yourself off and try again. That's kind of like your mantra with the Gemini moon. You very clever, very intelligent, can learn very many new things, because Gemini just has that huge mercurial adaptability. Okay, very nimble, as I already said, very precocious, and can also be very, very resourceful. Gemini, if they want to be, if they are not so scattered, but they can be very, very scattered. That is definitely something. Now, with your Taurus sun, again, this is a first house sun, and I said any planets in the angular house is going to be super powerful. So you have your sun, which is in an angular house, and it is going to be really, really powerful for you. The sun is the father. The sun is how we shine. The sun is a healthy sense of I am. The sun is how we want the world to perceive us. Okay, whereas the ascendant is how the world perceives us. So, so there is no dichotomy there with your sun and your ascendant. The way the world perceives you and the image you want to put out there is in harmony somewhere. That's why I again said being in the public can be good for you. Speaking, communicating of things, okay? Now with the moon in the first house, your sun, always brings to illumination wherever it is. The first house is the house of self. It is, the helm of the whole natal chart. And this is where Mercury finds dignity. Okay, so in the planetary joys, Mercury finds joy here. So again, your first house sun is definitely interested to communicate. This is why I was saying speaking, writing, video making. And it could even be about beauty, because Taurus can have a very strong resonance with beauty, makeup, influencers, products. Okay, because this Venus rules relationships and money, of course. This is your ruler. Venus is also your ascendant lord as well as your solar lord. So how you will shine, the leadership skills you will bring to the table ultimately will be determined by Venus. Okay, whether Venus is in dignity or not, whether Venus is making hard aspects or not. Okay, now with these two, as I said, you definitely want to root. Taurus has this tremendous need to root. Oftentimes they rescue rootless people and, make them root, so that they like to be the savior. And the damsel in distress trope can really work with the Taurus placement, with Taurus placements, because Taurus wants to rescue rootless people. And oftentimes they are the ones who want to be rescued. So they want to play the damsel in distress. Taurus, I know so many Taurian people, double Taurians especially, they know what they want their wedding to look like. They've planned their weddings. They can be very temperamental, very moody, and definitely they love to eat. They love to cook, they love to eat, and their hearts can be accessed through their stomach. Cancer and Taurus, they will feed you and they will eat with you. That's how they show love, because Taurus deals with food, okay? And any imbalances with that, and emotional imbalances with your Gemini moon, you could be overeating or indulging in extreme sweetness, because Venus again is all things sweet. So let me know how the archetypes of the builder and the communicator are working for you, with the second house moon bringing you money through your Gemini mercurial activities, and whether you're illuminating the way the sun wants you to in your first house. Book a reading, check out my merch, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.